All right, we are live once again. Another episode of the Inner Circle and Trophy Life joint venture on this one because we are doing a reaction to the PlayStation show. I just want to get in here. Got that on mute. All right, cool. So we see a live chat. Listen, man. Again, I want to thank everybody for stopping out to the show. We have Kid Smooth with us. Good to have Kid here. And of course, you already know the TICGN team that is rocking with us right now. We're going to go ahead and get to the intros. We're going to talk about PlayStation 4 only because for some apparent reason, apparently, none of us watched the Ubisoft conference.
We are sad individuals, I guess.
we just, I don't know, we just lost interest in watching the Ubisoft conference, so we didn't watch the Ubisoft conference at all. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the PS4, talk about that, give our reactions to that, and, we'll see how people react, and we'll try to do a Q&A after. And after that, we'll see you guys tomorrow for E3 and try to report on that. And make sure you go to TICGN.com. So let's begin. Welcome to the Inner Circle Podcast, the premier podcast for Xbox One, and of course, Trophy Life Podcast hosted by Nicodemus X. I'm your host, KORXKLL, the last son of Planet Xbox, with Kid Smooth, who stole my name.
Oh, damn.
Oh, my God.
And has a podcast coming out called Planet Xbox. And of course, JDHD, Nicodemus X.
What's good? What's good?
And of course, Too Much Food. So, PlayStation 4, man, show came on. It started out really cool. I was really geared up for it, trying to see what they were going to show and everything like that. I was very excited to see what they were going to show. They started out with...
It started with Lost Legacy.
Lost Legacy. Listen, you can't go wrong with Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is just a class act beyond developer, if not the best developer in the industry. Definitely top 3, top 2. And I was impressed with it. I'm not going to lie. I was impressed with it. Obviously, Uncharted is pretty much just basically Uncharted with women. Yeah. And in a nutshell. Overall... If
you want to put it that way,
however you want to do it. But overall, I like the dynamic of the two women.
Right.
Okay, you have matching personality. Clashing personalities, shall I say? So it kind of gives you a buddy cop feel.
Yeah.
Whereas like you got one personality that's too extreme, or one that's not. They're fighting in the film. They're both trying to survive in the film. They're trying to discover and go on this adventure. So it's really interesting. And what's cool about it is that it's DLC. So it's a standalone DLC, which seems to be the new thing now, where you're making whole games with just making them DLC. What do you think about that, Nick?
So, yeah, the Lost Legacy trailer, it was definitely dope. I like to see the extended gameplay of it and everything like that. And, the fact that it's, standalone DLC, it doesn't bother me because the price is going to be good. You know what I'm saying? I think the price is going to justify the game. Starting off with that, it was cool, but starting off with it, I think they could have started with something better than that because we've seen like Lost Legacy before, you know what I'm saying, being that it's not a full-on game, you know what I'm saying, I don't think we need to see too much more of it. We kind of get the gist of what it is already. So I think they could have definitely started off the conference a bit harder, you know what I'm saying. I was kind of anticipating them to start the conference off with something like The Last of Us Part 2. I know that's maybe just, too high of an expectation, but I expected them to just start off with a bang. I don't think Lost Legacy was necessarily starting off with a bang, you know what I'm saying? Even though it was good, looked beautiful, it was great, you know what I'm saying? Chloe's cheeks in, 1080p 4K is always great to see, you know what I'm saying? But, I think they could have did better than that, So, that's just my opinion on that, you know what I'm saying?
Lost Legacy starting off, it was all right. It's DLC. Looking forward to it, I guess, if you're an Uncharted fan, that is. But
everybody's an Uncharted fan, sir. Facts.
We're gonna just leave that alone.
Facts.
All right. Anyway, but yeah, it was just all right for a start off. Wasn't too spectacular for me. What about you, Smooth?
I thought it was cool. I didn't really expect a Lost Legacy to be out there only because it's coming out in August. It's a $40 expansion, right?
Right, $40.
But the extended gameplay that they show, it was good. It's Uncharted. What do you expect and whatnot? But I felt like they could. I would rather actually have like Knack 2, in that place because it's coming a little later. It's new. We haven't seen much of it, and it was playable on their show floor. So for them to open up what Uncharted Lost Legacy was like, okay, well, we knew this coming. We've seen this game before. It's nothing new. So my reaction to it was like, okay, cool. I mean, it's already pre-ordered. You know what I mean? So I kind of had my wits about it, and I personally didn't feel it was like really necessary. Necessary addition to the show.
I don't really gotta say anything because if you see me in the comment section, I just put PlayStation's trash and Bass Pro Shop. So you already know what I want to say. I'm tweeting you guys.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and mute this man and excuse him out of here right quick. Just mute this man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
this man's tripping right now.
Oh man. Oh, listen.
Shout out to Bass Pro Fishing.
Oh, okay, we'll get into that in a minute. Listen, PlayStation conference was pretty cool. They go on. They move into a few other games. Let's just jump into the big boys. God of War.
Yo,
amazing.
Yo,
amazing.
Yes.
Like, listen, you can't hate on God of War.
Nah.
The gameplay for God of War was absolutely amazing. The way he wielded the axe, the combat in itself was different from the regular God of War with the chains. I like the mythology change from going to Greek to Norse mythology, which I think is just really awesome. And to me, that is definitely a must-have buy. If you're a PlayStation gamer, that is a must-have
Day one
game. It's a day one game, without question.
See, the God of War gameplay, it was justified for this conference to me because we needed to see more of it. You know what I'm saying? And also, I do like how they kind of got more into the story. It seems to me like his son takes on a lot of his mom's traits, and where he's trying to show Kratos, you know, how to love, basically, there's a brighter side to things. And on the flip side, Kratos is trying to show him how to be strong, be a warrior and stuff like that. So I do like that dynamic in the story and stuff. So they did expand on that. That was pretty dope. The scale of the game is bigger than what we thought, you know what I'm saying, from what I saw. You know what I'm saying? They had the big giant, you know, monsters and things that we come to expect from a God of War game. The combat was absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? Very fluid, you know what I'm saying? Action packed. I think it's a great combination of close combat and that traditional God of War style. So I think a lot of fans, you know, that are used to that are going to be easily able to, you know, get adjusted to the new way of playing God of War. So, I was definitely, you know, impressed with God of War. Like, my freaking mouth dropped when I saw it and stuff. So, definitely hyped for that. And I heard that it was running on a standard PS4 as well. So that wasn't even on the Pro. So yeah, definitely amazing game. So yeah, I definitely think, you know, that was a big highlight, you know, of the conference for sure.
I just hope that this more than anything, I hope that this shift in how it plays is overall better for the performance. Although I really love God of War 1, 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, and whatever else they've thrown out that I've left out. I really loved all those. It's always been a game that I have had to have had. But the only thing that I really took issue with was in all those games, you had a lot of screen tearing, and sometimes there's bad frame pacing. Not that it took away from it being a great game, but I think performance is important, and it looked to run better in comparison to the first trailer that they showed us. There was a lot of stuttering in that and dips, but in this one it looked a lot smoother. So I'm hoping that means with this time that they've improved the game some more. And I think with this delay, I'm only hoping it'll do it some justice. That's the whole point.
It wasn't really a delay though, because they didn't even have
not a delay. I'm sorry. They just pushed back.
I mean, honestly, I was hoping it would come out this year, and I predicted it would come out this year because of the way they stated that the game was finished and stuff like that. But you know, it's coming out early 2018, which is traditional for God of War. It usually comes out in the spring anyway.
And it seems to like it's gotten better too. So it's not like they finished it and left it alone. So yeah, that's what I'm really happy about. And I'm just hoping that this change of gameplay, obviously, is going to do something different in terms of story, like how we feel and see things, because of the camera and the angles and the detail. But overall, I just think if this improves the performance, I'll be really excited about that. It looks good.
Yeah, what really shocked me the most was the combat, because God of War has always been a hack and slash, you know, far away camera. But now that it's a brand new camera and everything, it's really close, and it makes you feel like you're actually in the action this time, rather than just, hey, you're far away, you got all these different enemies, but now you're close up, you can see the destruction that Kratos does, and that's what I really loved about it mainly.
Something that I'm gonna just call now gonna call it that there's gonna be some point in this game where like we're fighting, and out of nowhere, like they're gonna require us to do old school combat. Like they're gonna zoom out the camera, just as a treat. Like
Gotcha.
I think
That would still be nice.
I really think that'll happen.
No. I like the new direction. I think I would like God of War better this way than I did in its original form. I'm not a big fan of the whole, even though the old way was like the whole scale of like the area that we get to see is better for larger enemies and whatnot. And the way that the camera contours to immerse you in the battles from the
It is like PlayStation. We talked about PlayStation. Sorry, guys, we talked about PlayStation so much. Google Hangouts. It was like, nah, bro.
You gonna, listen. I'm gonna say this right now. You're gonna stop hating on PlayStation.
Just cut off your audio like the conference.
No, I'm gonna say this. No, I'm gonna say this. Real talk. I'm gonna say this. You gonna stop hating on the PlayStation throwing the shots because I didn't do that for the Microsoft. So you're gonna show a little more respect. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Real talk.
Day.
Real talk. You're gonna show a little more
PlayStation
respect. Everybody has their opinions and stuff, but y'all gonna stop throwing these shots. There's no reason for the shots. Because I could have thrown shots at Microsoft's conference, real talk. But I kept it real. I kept it real. So let's keep it real. They showed some great games. You know what I'm saying? They showed some great games. And they got some stuff coming. And it wasn't everything that everybody wanted to be, just like the Microsoft one. But we got some great games coming. So let's be real about this. We got more real about this, though.
But look, no, I was preferring.
No, I'm just saying, let's be real about this.
The mood is fresh.
I like the new way God of War is going, even though I know there's a lot of fans of like the whole lore of God of War, how the whole scale of the battle, the moving camera and whatnot, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that as much with this new style, even though I'm looking forward to the new way because I like the close combat. It looks like a game I can play longer, stay immersive. You know how much I love Rise to the Rome. Right. And it kind of puts me in that kind of play with a combat. You always seems like you're always gonna have like a companion there, which is pretty new for a God of War, like to have somebody there. So I'm looking forward to it. I really like what I saw there. Trying to see. I knew it wasn't coming out this year. I knew it wasn't coming out this year. Of course, I would like for it to come out this year, but I knew it was happening.
I was disappointed with that.
PlayStation didn't have all those damn marketing deals. I was like, they got those deals for a reason, man. They stuck with Knack too, and I don't even know if Gran Turismo is coming out this year.
I think it still is.
You think it is?
I hope it
They
is.
didn't even show Gran
They
Turismo.
didn't
show it.
It's
It's still coming out this year.
It was
It's still coming out this year.
Because all they announced was that it was going to be 4K 60 on Pro.
Right.
That was it, and they
Which is
just cut
weird
off.
because Digital Foundry, I think it was 1800p.
Yeah, maybe they.
Maybe they was able to bump it up.
So, listen, God of War looked great. Lost Legacy looked great. Spider-Man. Now, all right, Spider-Man is a big game. Okay, Sony's got this deal with Marvel. In return, they've allowed their Spider-Man franchise to be in the Avengers. It's kind of like a trade-off, one of those type of things. And from what I watched with Spider-Man, my honest opinion was that I felt it was impressive. However, it's very cinematic. It's very cinematic. And to me, there may be just too many quick time events.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But that's what they had to do to keep the game to look that great during real action. And I was telling people, everybody was like, oh my God, that's the real game you're playing now. He was like, wait. I was like, relax. Yes, it's a real game that's running. But what you're seeing is you're seeing a lot of QTEs for a reason. That's the only way they're able to keep it to looking as good because it's more of an interactive cutscene.
It's not a bad thing, though.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
But it's not like the game is like, you see in this beautiful game and you're controlling everything around it. Everything's controlled. And it's easier to have a game look as good.
It's linear combat. That's what that is.
It's easier to have a game look that good when it's a controlled environment. You know what I mean? Like Detroit, that ain't no free. That's not no free play game. That's a pick your choice of what he's gonna do. They're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Right. So Spider-Man, like I said, it looks impressive.
Yeah,
it's a good looking game. I'm not a fan of Spider-Man games, right? But Insomniac, they're doing a great job with that. But I did notice during that trailer, not trailer, but the gameplay demonstration they had, it was really heavily focused around quick time events, a lot of controlled environment type deals. But the game does look good. And their transition from like cutscene to gameplay was impeccable. So I give them props for that. Definitely it was a good game to close the show out with.
Yo, I've been waiting for a good Spider-Man game since Web of Shadows.
Me too.
And I think this one from the trailer, I think this one is going to be that game. I do agree. You know, it was more cinematic than we're used to in a Spider-Man game, but it didn't take away for me from like the experience. Like I appreciated it for what it was. I thought the combat was great. I thought it was fluid. I like that. I like them 4K web slings. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that webbing man was so detailed, man. It was 4K. But I'm just saying it was great, man. Like the presentation was amazing. I'm glad we got to see extended gameplay of it and stuff like that. So I see what y'all saying and everything, but I don't think that takes away from it whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the thing about Spider-Man, first of all, I don't like the white. That thing throws me off. The white spider with the white stripes over. I know they're going for a different design or whatever.
Really?
Stuff
That didn't
like
bother me.
What era are they going? Which Spider-Man are they going for that covered that? Where's that?
I don't even know. I don't know. I'm
It
not
didn't
feeling the white spider.
It didn't really bother me that
It
much.
bothered me because I'm so used to seeing him as a comic book guy.
Yeah,
I'm so used to
okay.
seeing him a certain type of way.
I understand that.
Seeing the color change is kind of throwing me off a little bit. That's minor. Don't get me wrong.
You
It's
got to
minor.
use it. You have to use that.
Right. But other than that, the thing that bothered me the most, and I told you guys this before, was for some reason I felt that the game paused too much, even during combat. It felt like he would attack and move, but there was a stutter or a pause between his movements. And I don't know if that has to do with the cinematic effect of maybe doing a quick time event, or like when he was hanging on the helicopter and he goes on one side and it's kind of like that pause moment before the guy even attacks, and then he's attacking and you either dodging or doing whatever. It was kind of throwing me off. But besides that, the combat looked great. Jumping in the air was like your basic typical Spider-Man game, kicking, web slinging, grabbing guys, using your webs to go back and forth and stuff like that. And that action was great. So that's really the only thing that I was kind of bugging about.
It was that part where that we noticed during the combat that Spider-Man combat skills was kind of stiff. It wasn't as fluid as we're used to seeing from Spider-Man games, especially during combat. That's still very minor. They can fix that. There's plenty of time.
Yeah.
So I just hope they fix that.
There was like I'll say two times where I noticed, like I said to myself, I said, why aren't they shooting at him? Like there was a pause when after he like jumped off somebody and he landed, there was a pause. So I feel like I noticed the same thing too. I honestly think the game when's the release date? 2018.
2018.
2018.
I think I don't know, not like in a bad way, but I think it should be pushed back as much as it can, because right now it just seems like a solid put together game, but like in terms of like the excitement that you should feel and get from being Spider-Man, I mean, it just seems linear. Like like that mission was very linear. The combat was linear. You're reduced to quick time events for, like he said, there was a bunch of pauses.
I just think it's because it was staged. Like you guys gotta understand.
That's
the whole environment. I think like it was just giving us a taste of what Spider-Man is going to be. I mean, you guys can't deny like that action was intense. Like just zipping through, like the web slinging was flawless to me. Like through the city and stuff, and the way he was like saving. Like the crane from falling and stuff with the quick time events and stuff. I thought that was cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? So
it was cool.
It was
cool. It's
I'm
just different. We're so used to playing Spider-Man as an action game, and then seeing him like, okay, you're going around an airplane, press X. Do that to kind of get the plane stuck to the building so it don't fall. It's definitely a different take on what Insomniac is doing. It's not what I expected, considering they made Sunset Overdrive. When I think about Sunset Overdrive, I just expected them to make this game that didn't have that cinematic feel to it. Like it was just an open world action game with your web slinging and fighting, just like you would fight in Sunset. Yeah. But they went for a different approach, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that.
It's just something we have to be adjusted.
But the thing is, if you notice for this whole conference, the whole 58 minutes of it,
exactly 15.
It's probably shorter than that if you take deducted.
You count. You have the time on.
Yeah. 58 minutes. A lot of it, a lot of PlayStation games, like at least going into 2017 and 2018, seems very cinematic based. Mm-hmm. Even affected Spider-Man though. But Spider-Man is like Spider-Man. But if you look at it, you got God of War, which has a stronger cinematic appreciation inside. What God of War it was gameplay over story, and its previous game. Even not to say any of them had like a bad story, but the gameplay always just stuck out. Right. This time it has a heavy cinematic feel, like we want to immerse you into this story. Days Gone. Like I feel like they took literally Daryl out of Walking Dead and just put a new skin on there. All right, you're the character. We want Daryl, but we couldn't get him because Kojima got him, right?
Yeah.
So
this man here.
I like that very super cinematic experience, the way that these games are, and which is cool, not bad.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not bad at all. Bad at all. But I was just looking at the whole scope of every game, like really that.
I think it's because they're successful with that. I think, and that's what, a lot of PlayStation fans, Sony fans, they want that. You know what I'm saying? So they getting a lot of successful games like The Last of Us, you know what I'm saying?
Is that going to be co-op or not? Because I have that second companion.
What, The Last of Us?
Yeah, not The Last of Us.
He's gone.
No.
God of War?
Legacy. Lost Legacy.
Lost Legacy?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be co-op. It would be dope if it was co-op. I don't think it's going to be co-op though. But that's what PlayStation gamers want, you know what I'm saying, just based on sales and stuff. That's what they want. I mean, look at games like Horizon and stuff. I mean, so yeah, these developers are going in that direction because that's really what we want, And it was like with God of War, people were hating before on the story. The story was sucked, you know what I'm saying? So they amped that up, and yeah, they take the actual action and stuff takes a minor backseat, but you still got that. Plus, you're getting a great story, you know what I'm saying? It's a win-win to me,
I think they struck a real fine balance with God of War because, I enjoyed God of War the first few, but the story was kind of cheesy, and I overlooked it just because I was having a lot of fun playing the battle sequences and all that.
Right.
But I think by toning that, it was give and take with this, and they were like, "Look, we want some more story, we want a little more cinematic feel. We're gonna have to make time with that by reducing, let's reduce the combat heavy game that we're known for." So I feel like this is the opportunity for them to do that. You traditionally developers wait for next generations to invest in a new IP, but they didn't. And with this, they didn't invest in a new one. They just took an old one and said, "Well, here's the changes we want to make. This is perfect time to do it." And I think they nailed it. This is a good time for a new God of War, a new flow, and all that stuff.
I think it's funny that you say that because it reminds me of what the guys over at the Coalition try to do with Gears.
Right.
And I don't want to say they failed at doing it, but the characters and the enemies are so similar to the old enemies. It's almost like just call them locusts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas in this, you just got a completely different mythology. So you can put in a whole different set of enemies.
So you think they're just really playing it safe?
Who got the God of War guys?
Yeah. When you were saying it's kind of like Gears that the new enemies are very similar to the locusts.
They're not playing it safe at all.
They're not playing it safe at all.
I'm talking about in terms of how you were saying mythology.
I think you with that franchise, because it's God of War, you can always have a God of War because it's just so many mythologies and gods you can do. And so, but it doesn't have to be Kratos. If they can make Kratos groom this kid to be the next God of War, and the next god setting after the Norse mythology is Egypt or Rome or something like that, and he's battling Set and Ra, or one of those type of things,
do a lot.
Then you could do you have a franchise on your hand that you could just keep going and not just getting stale behind the same character.
There's a lot of possibilities
and stuff like that. So I do like that idea. I think, and what I mean by with the Coalition, where I think the Coalition did a great job with Gears of War. As a game, Gears of War 4 is an amazing game, but it's just so similar that one was playing it safe.
Right.
Because you just kept the enemy so similar to what you already fought the first time around that it's hard to distinguish the locust from
the swarm.
That's why they added those robots, but those robots is very generic.
Right.
Yeah, extremely.
So that's the only thing in that. Though, you know, I think Gears of War 4 is still a fantastic game, a fantastic franchise, and it will be going forward.
Right.
And they'll get more with the coalition. They'll experiment more. They had to play it safe this time around, and next time they're going to really go all out. They said so. I'm looking forward to that. But that's neither here or there.
Yo, let's talk about Days Gone though.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So we jump into Days Gone. Days Gone looked great. I was impressed with it. It's something that I'm interested in, even though I don't like scary stuff.
Ain't gonna be scary.
It's not gonna be scary.
Ain't gonna be scary.
Come on, something. Anything that's running at me full speed.
Dude, this is not gonna be like freaking The Evil Within. It's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be scary.
It's not Alien Isolation.
Scary to me, okay?
All right, anything coming at me full speed that I can't stop immediately is scary to me. No, but Days Gone looks dope. It gave us that great Walking Dead feel. When he got caught by the rope.
As soon as he left the camp, as soon as he left the camp, everything with the hell. Like you had them freaking. Y'all thought they were zombie wolves,
right? I was like,
were they zombie wolves?
Yeah, they were zombie wolves.
Okay, I thought they just tore up.
Yeah.
So they got attacked by them. Then he got attacked by
clothesline off his bike.
He
shoots the dog and thinks he's free, and then a clothesline come out of nowhere.
which is dope. But what I really like about the Days Gone trailer was that the fact that you can use the zombies like strategically. Like weapons. That was cool. Like you use these swarm of zombies in a strategic manner. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was definitely dope. Great. Listen, the guy who's playing the main character is actually a well-known actor. He also is Starkiller from the Star Wars franchises on back in the day and stuff like that. So it's good to see him back in games. And I really like the feel of it, but it does give you that companion. It's just something that right now, like you said, Sony is going for this formula that they have, where having a companion in the game seems to work for them. And that's why in Days Gone, when we first saw it, he had his friend with him. Right. You look at Uncharted Lost Legacy, you look at Uncharted, you look at God of War. Right. There's always somebody you're with that's some sort of emotional. Same thing with The Last of Us, which is really the thing that set that all off. Is like the emotional attachment and story to the game. So Days Gone is going to have that as well. It looks interesting, but it's very fast paced, very action oriented. So that's definitely intriguing to me.
Yes.
Well, like I told you guys, Days Gone was my game that I'm most excited for, and so far, so good. Hopefully, they can continue that.
Good.
All right. It looks good.
Look good.
So
it looks good. It feels good.
So listen, man. Sony's big hitters we've seen since 2016. I'm in 2017. 2016. This is 2017. Sorry. These games are releasing in 2018. We didn't get a chance to see any new major explosive IPs, no major big AAA IPs.
They didn't have that. No.
And this is where things go downhill.
This is. I'll tell you this because I was there live, right, for the PlayStation conference, and I tweeted this. 23 minutes, I was like, wow, 23 minutes of the show, and they went E3. Wow, right? After that tweet, it went freaking downhill.
Where'd it go downhill? What started it?
VR. I thought after the first VR, I was like, well, they got to show VR. Okay, cool. I'm thinking it's just going to be this 1-2 games. All right. Oh, no, it's still VR. And I knew it was going to remain VR because what they did with the stage, they kind of like enclosed it to kind of give a VR feel. I was like, oh, shit, this is VR. Then we had the Final Fantasy, we had the Skyrim VR, and I'm like, all right, I'm not really interested in this because I don't have a VR. I don't plan on getting one. Right. So all that, I was like, who opens a show with a bang just to close it?
The pacing, bro.
Yeah, it's like I would have showed the whack stuff like kind of first open. All right, I would have opened the Uncharted thing and then started throwing the VR stuff to get it out the way and then start giving those
Here's
big
the thing
hits.
about the VR though, man. I understand that they had to show VR. They're invested into VR. And, trying to build that fan base and everything. I understand that. But the thing was, they spent too much time on the VR. That's what drug it down.
Yeah, and the thing is, the VR games look ugly compared to the games that, the quality.
Final Fantasy Bass Pro Edition did not look ugly.
But actually, it didn't look that great. I was like,
Yo, Square and Sega need to work together. I like the name. Final Fantasy Bass Pro Edition.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what that game. When
Holiday
they showed
2017.
That,
Sega holler at me.
I don't care what you like. When they put that out there, I immediately saw fail. That ruined Final Fantasy for me. As a Final Fantasy fan, when he got out there and I saw the hands, and I was like, okay, fishing, that's cool. They got VR because you can fish in the actual Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so they made an expansion.
But I'm thinking it's actually Final Fantasy 15. Then he just keeps fishing. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? You really just. Why not just work with Sega and make a real fishing game?
Yeah.
Why use Final Fantasy to make a fishing game? This just made no sense.
Yeah, that's that quirky shit like that. You don't need to do that.
It was just weird. Then the mouse thing was mad cute for a little while, but then that was just out of control. I'm just like, then the Bravo team thing was so generic. I'm just like, dude, come on, y'all killing.
But they did have one that was good. What was it? Impatient. That you kind of like in
the horror game.
The horror game.
That's
interesting. That's a legit VR game. But I feel like the mouse game and all that stuff. That I don't understand how that is a legit VR game. You know what I'm saying? That seemed to me like that would be a cool, just standard like PlayStation game.
The one when you walk inside.
That one.
That's the
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Like that could have been like a straight up just PlayStation game. And sometimes they'll have VR capable games and you can play them standard, but at the bottom of the screen, it said PSVR game. So that made me think it's just VR only. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I wasn't feeling that at all.
It just kind of went downhill from there. And then, we're sitting there looking for The Last of Us 2, Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Like, we're just looking for all these games. And the thing is,
Gran Turismo was playable on the pre-show. Like, before we got in, we could play Gran Turismo, we could play NAC 2, and then some golf game. They had, and so I was like, all right, I expect to see those on the thing, and they were non-existent. And I was surprised Battlefront 2 wasn't on the.
What was crazy? The craziest thing about it was that when watching the show, I know you was there, but when watching the show, when they showed Shadow of Colossus, it was so underwhelming.
Yeah,
it was like we got no reaction from the television, like no responses whatsoever. And we're just like, wow, nobody's wild.
Because we said earlier,
they crazy going nuts for that, man.
It
looked great. I'm not a Shadow.
It looked great.
I'm not a Shadow of Colossus fan. When I say that, I'm not saying that I think it sucks. It's just that I haven't played the first one, but I watched other people play it, so I enjoyed it like that. But it blew. I think that was one of the highlights of the show.
But here's the thing. with Shadow of Colossus. It looked great. It looked fantastic and stuff. But how many times have we played Shadow of Colossus?
We played,
you know what I'm saying? That's not something that you show at your conference to me. You know what I'm saying? They could have I
wonder how long it's gonna take for that game to release. Did they take a break from The Last Guardian, work on that, and then take a break from Shadow of Colossus to bring out The Last Guardian?
Here's the good thing. It's gonna be better than The Last Guardian off top already. That's the good thing. But I don't know, man. I just feel like,
Where's
that was a misstep.
Game?
That's the other thing.
That's the other thing.
That's the other thing. I was trying to figure out what else it was that they were lacking that I was expecting. Where the freak was the Sucker Punch?
It almost feels like Sony said, we don't have to show nothing. We killing it. Like they're to the point where they don't they're just so confident that they don't really have to show nothing.
Yeah, they only had an hour show. They
only had an hour. That's what I'm saying. They only had an hour show.
They only had an hour, but they could have fit. They could have had more than an hour. That's the thing. They could have had more than an hour. They could have just had an hour, but take out some of the irrelevant things, like the Horizon DLC.
Yeah,
Horizon. It wasn't necessary to show at the conference.
Why did they announce those games before the conference that were exclusive? They announced Matterfall.
They announced before NAC 2.
Yeah, why? I would have thrown Horizon and Lost Legacy in that, and then replace those and put those in. At least you can have a little bit.
At least you would have had an indie presence, which was another problem for me. They didn't have an indie presence at the show, and like the last year, it was the same formula as this year, but at least they had the sizzle reel of indies. They didn't even have an indie presence at this show, so that was another disappointment for me, honestly. There was so many missteps, man. I know Cal was interested in Monster Hunter and everything like that. That looked cool or whatever, but I'm like, I just wasn't hyped for it. It didn't excite me, It was just like, okay, Monster Hunter, all right. And then they had Marvel vs. Capcom. Why are they showing Marvel vs. Capcom at this conference? Like, we already know it's coming. We've seen gameplay. Why are they showing Marvel vs. Capcom? You know what I'm saying?
Gotta show that marketing. The same with Destiny that they show, Call of Duty.
I understand Call of Duty and Destiny, but still, I mean, they didn't show Battlefront. That's marketing.
Yeah, I agree. They didn't show a lot of things that were marketing. What they also have Far Cry 5 and what else? They have literally all the marketing deals. I mean, they could even show Red Dead, but Rockstar, they always do their own thing anyway, so they was never gonna show up.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I went in looking for Sony to surprise me and wow me again, like they did with the whole. I was looking for some nostalgic, it may be something redone or remade, and I didn't get it.
I think that's what they were trying to do with showing
Shadow Colossus, and it just wasn't something that blew me away, and I just wasn't. I was looking for something new, and the fact that they didn't show something new and we got the same stuff, it really felt like the Microsoft conference, except Microsoft just had more stuff. Like this is the first time where I'm actually saying Microsoft had more games to show, even if those games are timed. They still had 42 games and 22 of them.
Yeah, and this is with them not having no marketing deals.
It was just crazy to me. So I just, listen, Sony, again, great first party, but we know first party. We know what they got. We know what they're going to bring. We're excited for that, obviously. We've seen what Xbox has. Some guys are excited for what Xbox is bringing as well. Everything like that. Overall impressions.
Overall impressions of this conference, I think, it started off okay. The middle, there was just too many missteps in the middle. Too many bad decisions on games that they did show. There was too many games where like the DLC stuff that they could have did without. I think I was disappointed that there was no new IP shown. You know what I'm saying? I'm sounding like a lot of the Xbox fans yesterday and stuff, but I'm just being real here. I was disappointed that they didn't show at least one new IP. You know what I'm saying? Because I've become accustomed to Sony dropping, some type of bomb. There was no bombs dropped at this conference whatsoever. I do appreciate that they did show extended gameplay of some of the games we've been really looking forward to, like Days Gone, God of War, Spider-Man. Definitely very much needed. They wowed me. They were incredible. But outside of those three, really, honestly, everything else was either mediocre or I was not interested in at all. And that was just disappointing to me. Just overall, it was. I left the conference, kind of just confused. I'm like, that was it. Like even at the end, we were all saying, "This is it." This is it. Like, and then Sean Layman has the nerve to come on stage and like, okay, everybody can catch their breath now.
It was like everybody's still breathing. What are you talking about?
I barely got excited here, Sean. What are you talking about right now?
The thing that it's like was in the beginning. It's like we have like some of the best diverse games that we're gonna show, the best exclusives. I'm like, they
about to drop bombs.
Like it's gonna be sick.
They about to tear crew
By the
drop
time we get
buildings.
to the end of the show, I'm saying here like that can't be the end of the show. He said they got a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't know, man. This was not the typical like Sony like conference, and I'm comparing it to last year. It just wasn't the typical Sony conference. And I think they could have did a lot better. I think they just got real relaxed, real casual with it. I think they got more to show they could have shown, but it's just too many missteps in this conference, man. Honestly, I mean, some people may disagree, but for me, I can only speak for me. I think gaming is a selfish thing, and for me, I didn't see a lot that I was interested in.
So on a scale of 1 to 10,
I got you an idea Xbox card just in case.
You gonna do it? You gonna do it? You gonna do it?
Come on.
I might.
Come on. Let them know what you might do.
All right. So
no, you shouldn't even say it. You should wait till after the show and then just tell everybody to check it out and just let it be a surprise.
All right, I'm gonna just say this. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, at Nicodemus_X, just look out for something coming on Twitter, possibly tonight. There may be some changes in my name. That's all I'm gonna say.
Big news.
There may be some changes in my name. There may be a letter in my name that I might change based on these conferences, Microsoft and Sony. You know what I'm saying? How I'm feeling right now, there may be some changes. You know what I'm saying? So from a scale of 1 to 10 for Sony conference, I gotta be honest here. I'm gonna have to give it a 6. I was debating between 6 and 7. But I'm gonna give it a 6. The 6 comes from Spider-Man, God of War, Days Gone. You know what I'm saying? Detroit looked okay, but I was never really hyped for Detroit. And the gameplay that I saw, it was like, it was okay at best. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have indie presence there. Too much VR. Too many games shown, such as freaking Marvel vs. Capcom that they shouldn't have shown. DLC. You know what I'm saying? It was just mediocre. So I'm gonna have to give it overall 6.
I actually agree with you. I also give it a 6. Just DLC, we don't need that. We really don't. You already told us it was coming. You already showed it off before. We really don't need to see the DLC.
No, keep going. Keep going.
Stay tuned for that, by the way, Jason. But yeah, it was just okay. You know, VR really killed it for all of us. Really, it was just all right.
Smooth.
Wow. Because my tweets is so contradictory. I said it 20 minutes in, but like I said, that was 23 minutes into the show. I'm gonna give them like a 7.5 out of 10 because I feel like they had an amazing presentation.
Because you were there.
Yeah,
you were there.
That's the thing, and that's the only way I can.
That might be like us though. We were there.
Yeah,
the presentation was spectacular. Like of how every game they had some theme. Like when Call of Duty was showing, like fire came into your face, bullets was whizzing by you and everything. It was crazy. The people hanging from the ceiling from Days Gone. It was like, oh wow, like okay, it was a lot of like propaganda and like promotion and stuff like that, but it was cool. It was entertaining. I feel like the games shown were impactful. They didn't show a lot. I feel like they lose a lot of where they lose points was because the VR presence was longer than it needed to be. The hour, I don't think it was enough. And I feel like the games were shown have been exhausted already. We already seen these games. That was what I was saying before the conference. I was talking to Red and Hip Hop Gamer. I was like, hey, I know they're gonna have a great show. The only thing is, and I told Tony this, the only thing I fear is that they're gonna show every game they showed last year between their 3 events, and we're just going to see updated gameplay for them, and that's it. And that's exactly what happened. The gameplay was impressive, what they showed. Yeah, it was nothing new there. Monster Hunter was great, but we knew that was coming to Xbox as well. It's coming to Xbox. Marvel versus Capcom, which was cool, but it's a multi-plat. You can pre-order it now, and it's so yeah, I give them a 7.5 out of 10. They had an amazing presentation. Game shown was great, but there was nothing new.
Okay.
I guess my score will be very start to smooth because he was actually there, but I'm gonna say a 5, and mainly why I was thinking 6, but for the fact that I think at the 23-minute marker, I could not hear what was going on, and I mean, if I can't hear, I got to deduct the point for that. I could not hear it.
Oh yeah, they did have sound problems.
Yeah, they have sound.
So, I'm grading the presentation. I'm not saying the games are bad because of that. It's just as far as their conference goes, if I can't hear, what is it, an hour's worth, so a third of your conference, that there's a problem there. Something else that I'm not going to be repetitive. I don't want to repeat their concerns and their likes because it's similar. But something that they didn't mention was I'm a fan of Destiny. I like it, and I actually wanted to see some pro footage, and because I got a pro, and I'm excited about being able to play it in 4K, whether console I own, because I know I'll get a 1X. But at the end of the trailer, I realized that it was PC footage. So at the bottom it says gameplay equals to PS4 Pro gameplay.
Okay.
And then I said, well, they're not using a Scorpio because so they're using PC through the process of elimination. I figured they're showing PC. So I mean, through the process of elimination, I figured that out. So I was bummed out. That was really something I wanted to see big time there. Something that I think does shine, but I'm a little questionable about, is that what's that Android one with all the Androids?
Detroit.
I think that I'm hopeful for that game,
Me too.
but I'm curious to see as to when it actually comes out because
I'm not gonna like it. 2019.
It's like
I'll take it. I don't like it.
It's if you notice, all the footage was in like one town square area. Like, is there more to it? Is there like, can you go out further into
It's a Quantic Dream game, so it's going to be pretty like
you're not gonna like it.
Limited as far
you're
as
gonna like
how
the
much
way
you
it
can
looks. You're gonna like the story. You're gonna like how the story switches up every time you make a decision.
Well, I know I like Quantum Break though. I mean, I like
Quantum Break or Quantum Dreams.
Quantum Break.
It's nothing like Quantum Break.
Quantum Break gave me options.
Yeah, but Quantum Break, you played the game.
No, I'm saying it's a Quantic Dream game. It's made by Quantic Dream.
Yeah,
so
they
it's
did
like
Heavy
you
Rain.
do you like Heavy
Beyond
Rain?
Two Souls, right?
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls. You like that?
Yeah,
Heavy Rain.
Okay, then most likely
It's gonna be similar.
So
So you probably will like it.
Because I'm into film and stuff. I was more into I'm not even trying to exaggerate. Like I swear, I was getting like chills from the music. Like I love the soundtrack.
You'll probably like it.
But the acting kind of threw me off because I was telling Glenn, I said the acting was stale, like the facial expressions. But then I thought they're androids. They weren't showing emotion. So that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So I definitely want to see more of that. If I had to take away something that I was most excited about, I guess it would have to be Monster Hunter, because I love Monster Hunter. But something I'm more so hopeful for is the Detroit game. So, but a 5 simply because I just cannot hear 1/3 of their confidence.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So for me, I gave the conference a 7 out of 10, and the reason why I gave the conference a 7 out of 10 is because initially when I saw Monster Hunter, I was interested in the game. And I was saying to myself, I don't have any friends on PlayStation 4. How am I going to play this game?
I'm definitely not getting it. So.
Because Nick's not getting it.
No,
and I don't know a lot of people. Oh, no. It's coming to Xbox now. So basically, well,
I don't want to play with you. I'm getting it.
So what happened was I found out it was coming to Xbox One, and that just changed everything. So I was definitely excited about that. God of War looks amazing. I'm picking that up. Days Gone looks amazing. I'm on the fence. I definitely want to pick it up, though. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man looks good. And I played the last few Spider-Mans. Actually, I remember playing damn near all the Spider-Mans, picking it up on GameFly back when I had the PS3. And which was the one where you had black and white Spider-Man? Was that
I mean,
it was a few of them.
Yeah,
I mean, was Web of Shadows?
Web of Shadows?
Was
that the one where you travel through time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one, right? Like you go through dimensions.
Web of Shadows, you don't go through dimensions.
But it had
the one where you play 2040.
Oh, you talking about when you play as the Noir Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I had that one, and it was a few other them, but they were all great. I loved all of them. They were really
that
fun.
One was pretty
stuff
cool.
like that.
I forgot about that one.
I love that.
And so I was excited for Spider-Man and stuff like that. So I'm still excited for Spider-Man and everything. But I just think, listen, I know a lot of guys are like, you don't have to be upset at VR and stuff like that. It's just that we don't have VR. Most of us we don't plan to buy VR.
Right.
VR is not really our thing.
No.
So when you spend time on things we don't have interest in, it's kind of disappointing. It's just like how you have PlayStation guys that may come out and be like, Xbox doesn't have anything I want to play. So you're going to rate it way lower than somebody who's interested in those games would rate it.
That's why I rated Bethesda a little different, because I understand there's someone out there clamoring.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, if there's something that I'm not interested in, and you're presenting it to the point that it's taking up a good portion of the show, and I'm not seeing other things that I want to see, then yeah, I lose interest, and the show wound up kind of getting boring midway through, all the way up until the end, because even then, once you got through God of War, which is kind of, we seen the combat, we kind of saw it already a little bit. Days Gone, we kind of saw it already a little bit. Detroit 2 Human, we kind of Being Human, we kind of saw it a little bit. So it just was one of those things where it was like, it started to get boring until it got to the Spider-Man part, where we were like, wow. And I'm sitting up here waiting for The Last of Us 2, waiting to see Gran Turismo, waiting to see some type of game that's going to wow me. And Nick is like, no, that's the end of the show.
Yep.
And I'm just like, underwhelmed. I'm just like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So for me, I gave the game, I gave the show a 7 out of 10. And had they had Monster Hunter as an exclusive, I would probably gave it an 8 or 8.5, maybe even rated it higher than the Xbox. But Phil did his due diligence, and now he's got Monster Hunter on Xbox.
Dude, I gotta give it to Capcom. I mean, look, I think Capcom has their own version for Switch coming out, but that means on all 3 platforms.
They got a Monster Hunter. The fact that they have a Monster Hunter on Xbox is just mind-boggling. So I'm just blown away by that by itself. So
they knocked it out of the park.
Not saying that the PlayStation conference was bad. 7 out of 10 isn't bad. It's just it's not normal. Let's just do it like, it's just not normal Sony. And that's why I feel like Sony's kind of like in cruise control at this point. They're in a position where they have the market share. They have damn near the top third parties. They're pumping out a lot of stuff, and the competition is so far behind, they kind of relax. They're comfortable. And I think in this conference, it showed how comfortable they were, where they felt like they didn't have to put nothing new out because people are going to buy their stuff regardless. And that's probably what they did. And that's why I rated the show the way it did. Whereas Microsoft showed up with 42 games because their backs are against the wall. You know, they're under pressure. And they're trying to get out there and show all the games that they have. And whether it's time or not, you don't know how long those games are going to be on Xbox. People talk about, oh, they're launching on Xbox. Ark launched on Xbox. It didn't launch on PlayStation to January of 2017, but it launched on Xbox in 2016 in January, a full 12 months. So you just never know how long any of these games that's coming out is going to be on Xbox and when they're going to hit PlayStation. And in that meantime, if they all launch at the same time or around the same time, that's 22 games that's only on Xbox and PC. And that's a big deal. So, and then you talk about the other games that they have, which is the other 20, which were probably marketing deal games. Anthem, Dragon Ball Z, Code Vein. It's just, in my opinion, Assassin's Creed, Metro, the new Metro Exodus, which looks fantastic.
Amazing. Anthem.
It's like, even if it's third party, you still got first party with Crackdown. You still got Sea of Thieves coming out. And that's all between winter 2017 and spring 2018. They didn't even talk about holiday 2018.
Yeah, there's not that.
They didn't even talk about holiday 2018.
I know Anthem's probably going to be next holiday.
Yeah, Anthem holiday.
Right.
For sure.
I'm thinking you got Anthem next year. Halo will probably come out next year. Forza Horizon 4 will come out next year.
Oh, yeah, because we're due for a Halo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think about all those big hits with Anthem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Dragon Ball Z comes out next year.
Then they delayed State of Decay and Sea of Thieves also.
That's what Sea of Thieves comes out. State of Decay comes out. Next year is lit. And then you announced the new stuff along with that to go with it. Xbox trying to tell people, stop sleeping. This was my whole point on Twitter, was that Xbox had games. They may not have been the wow factor, but they dropped 42 games. Like Chris said, there was times where we was like, dude, ain't even nobody come out. They were just showing game after game. It was like
you kept hearing this exclusive.
It was just crazy.
But it was like, even if they did come out, they didn't say a word. They let all the gameplay go by, then they spoke, which was also a big thing.
Right. You know, just to humble the whole Microsoft like build up, you know, I think it is important to realize it's about support. Like, they're supporting each other now as fans, or not even if you're not a fan of it and you got an Xbox, it's about supporting it on our end. And last year or the year before, I was kind of upset when I was seeing those sales numbers. Not that I care about sales, but because Quantum Break, my favorite game this generation, like a new IP this console generation, you know, wasn't supported. And that was upsetting to me, because I know I won't see another one because of how bad it did. Sunset Overdrive, you know, no support. Rise didn't get that much support. My whole point is that they cater to these people who cry about no games before, and then when they get these games, they're not buying them. So I really want to watch what they do. I hope that they see like that Xbox as a brand, as this division cares about the gamer. I mean, they really do. You don't have to have 360 backwards compatibility. They didn't have to figure out how to do power PC applications and then run games off, like make an emulator for the Xbox One on x86. They didn't have to get OG Xbox backwards compatibility on there. They don't have to go through these loopholes, but they're doing it just to be pro gaming and pro gamer. They're setting up the ball and they're waiting for you to spike it. So that's important. So you got to support the platform. I'm not saying only that platform. If you have multiple platforms, go for it. But you know, this is crucial. So they did E3. We got Gamescom. Gamescom is in August. Okay, so we got Gamescom down the road. So it's up to you guys and your friends and all that stuff. So we'll see where it goes. I hope that this is a good year for everybody, honestly. We're seeing, dude, the fact that we're seeing Monster Hunter on Xbox, I think that's a sign of of the times that I want, where you can just get the game that you want on your preferred platform, and that comes through support. So I hope you guys just buy the games you need.
But hold on, we got to get back on PlayStation right quick. You know what I'm saying? Enough Xbox talk, you know what I'm saying? Trophy Life is in the building. I definitely want to give a shout out, though, to Sony and PlayStation and stuff, because they do got games coming this year, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm going to list some of these games right quick that are coming for sure this year. I mean, they got games coming. That's the really good thing. We got Crash, you know what I'm saying, remastered. You got Knack 2, you got Ni no Kuni, you got Hellblade, Lost Legacy, you got Nex Machina, you got Matterfall, you got another Yakuza game, and you got GT Sport. All these games are coming this year. So, you know, Sony's 2017 lineup is strong. They didn't have, you know, a lot of, you know, 2017 games being shown at E3 conference, but they do have these games in the bag, confirmed release dates and stuff. So all those games I just mentioned are coming this year. So 2017 for Sony is strong at the end of the day. Yeah, the conference was underwhelming, but you can't deny that Sony's got 2017 on lock, in my opinion, as far as games go, exclusives go. You know what I'm saying? I know Microsoft's building up to get to that or whatever, but right now, you know, Sony's got that. They built up their catalog, you know what I'm saying? They're really ushering in the games, which is typical for Sony after 3 years. You know, the exclusives are hitting. They're dropping like butter. You know what I'm saying? Does butter drop? No. Anyway, they
let it go.
They're just flowing. They are flowing right now. You know what I'm saying? So really good time to be a gamer, like Chris was saying, and stuff for everybody. But, you know, since we are talking about PlayStation, I do want to, you know, give a shout out. You know, Sony's really doing their thing. They're really doing great with these games right now. And honestly, they could have showed, you know, Hellblade at freaking E3. That would have been dope. You know what I'm saying? I think they have games, you know, they could have shown very easily to make this conference better. They just, for some reason, chose not to and chose to show these other games that were underwhelming. So whatever the reason was behind that, but at the end of the day, they got games coming, and we can all appreciate that.
Right. Absolutely. So listen, man, again, the conference was solid, not great. We still have Nintendo tomorrow.
No, there's actually a conference, or what is it?
It's the
Trade
House event.
It's going to be a 30-minute event.
Yeah, it'll be short, but I mean,
you know,
we can
I
watch that
think
on the
what they're
ride
going to
over
do
there.
is really show just first-party stuff and let the third-party devs show whatever it is.
yeah, we'll see what they have.
I
But
think so.
you know, so overall, I think that we look forward to E3 because right now a lot of us have been either underwhelmed or okay with some of the events. But that's obviously, you know how we felt about that. That was a bit boring. We didn't get a chance to see Ubisoft, but I heard they didn't show Splinter Cell, even though they trademarked. Yeah, I know they didn't show.
No, they didn't.
They didn't show Splinter Cell, even though they trademarked a new Splinter Cell. However, they did present a new pirate game, which looks stunning.
Skull and
Bones looks absolutely amazing.
Got to see that.
So that's pretty cool as well.
So how did why are people claiming Ubisoft won because they showed Skull and Bones?
Don't know. We gotta watch it.
No, we gotta watch it. We didn't watch it. We just heard that they didn't show Splinter Cell. We were just like, I'm baffled by that. So, which is crazy. Man,
I mean, if people pretending like they enjoyed the crew, the original crew, Far Cry 5,
they're liars.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yeah, they need to stop.
They need to stop that. Yeah. So overall, man, we had a great time checking out the conference. Tomorrow we got E3 day 1.
Yeah.
Going to be crazy hectic. We're definitely going to do our due diligence to try to get as much work done as possible. Do you guys want to take any Q&As?
Oh yeah, I mean that's fine.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So listen, man, if you guys want to ask us a few questions, team is here to go ahead and answer them. Just go ahead and leave them in the chat. We'll do our best to answer them. Listen, I shout out to Doc Wiz. Doc has been leaving some comments in the comment section and stuff like that. And, you know, he doesn't want us to take VR for, you know, I won't say for granted, but he's like, you know, VR is viable and that we shouldn't take these things too serious. But I think, Doc, you just got to understand that we're media in a way. So it's just one of those things where it's the strong talking point for us. And we try to make sure that whatever opinions we give is valuable to our listeners, because we have a lot of people who respect our opinions and may take our opinions and may not pick up a game or may pick up a game, you know. So it's important that if we do have a voice, that we try to be honest and that we do take it just a little bit serious and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why we kind of take what we say and the things that we do serious. Even if we're joking, we try to be honest and we try to be serious in whatever we talk about and we present. So that way, those guys out there who trust us and feel like, you know what, I'm going to go to Trophy Life or 2XP or whoever, or even Xbox Planet.
Planet.
I'm sorry, I got that wrong.
Yeah, if I got the name from you, you're supposed to say it right.
I stole the name from you. Can't you say it right?
Anyway, but yeah, no. But if you get it, but if that is the case, then we want to be honest and make sure that we give the right opinion so guys can do the right decisions if that's what they want and stuff like that. All right, so let's try to hop into some of these questions, man. Opening Pluto 22 says, why is it the white boy in your group? First of all, Chris is not white, he's Latin.
Man, I've settled to be
Y'all
white
stop judging books by its cover.
Yeah,
right.
We call white.
I mean, I'm light skinned and I'm black.
For
I mean,
Right. And there's nothing wrong with having someone who isn't black or anything like that in a group. And in actuality, TIC is a very diverse group of people. We're family, black, white, Latin. It doesn't matter.
light skin.
That doesn't.
I think Nick is actually whiter than Chris.
Yeah.
Real talk.
At the end of the day, race doesn't matter. What's important is that we care about each other, we respect each other. And we want to try to build the best place for gamers, and that's really what's important. The world is already can deal with that. You want to deal with that, you go out to the world. You want to come here and get great content from a great group of people, regardless of what they look like that you come to take. Let's see.
It was a person that asked, are we going to do a stream for the Ubisoft?
You know what? If guys really want a stream for Ubisoft, we can definitely do a stream for Ubisoft. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow when we come back from our conference and we talk about some of the things that happened at the conference. Maybe we'll talk about Ubisoft. We'll have to definitely set up some time to check out the conference though. Let's see here. Monkey D 2006 says, what game are you guys looking forward to? He don't have a. I guess at the PS conference that was shown.
Yeah, I guess since we're talking about that,
yeah,
the one I'm looking most forward to, man, that's tough. I'm gonna have to say God of War is the one that I'm looking most forward to. It was the one that I was banking on coming this year, but it's the one I'm looking most forward to. It's just because it is a totally different type of God of War. It's got that Last of Us feel, which I love. The Last of Us, heavy story driven. Love those types of games. Great combat, graphics are great. Norse mythology. It's got so much going forward that's right for me. So it's the one I'm looking forward to the most.
For me, it was Days Gone. I fell in love with that game as soon as they showed it. The amount of zombies coming at them on screen, the whole apocalyptic thing. I like that. Like them kind of games. So for me, Days Gone.
Days Gone. Days Gone easily. That's the only game I really was looking forward to it, and I was happy they brought it back. If you gave me one game I had to pre-order out of the PlayStation event, it would have been Days Gone. First,
that Detroit game, it's got me messed up. I know I'm gonna dream about it. I'm gonna just dream about people just staring at me with no emotions.
Oh man, for me, I'll be honest with you. The game that I look forward to the most isn't even there. Shenmue. I've been begging for Shenmue.
That game won't be there for a couple years.
Bro, I've been begging for Shenmue on Xbox since I actually introduced myself to Phil Spencer and trying to get him to get it. And once Sony got it, I was like, wow. So I knew I had to get a PlayStation to play it.
Well,
and now
they won't say that it's exclusive, so I think it's coming.
Oh no, well I know
it'll come to PlayStation with 2019, Xbox 2020.
Yeah, well I know some stuff. I will play it for you guys in a bit. I'll play you something really, really cool. When I had a conversation with some executives back in 2015, that will be for your ears only. But it was really cool at the time, and I know some stuff. But yeah, man, hopefully Shenmue eventually gets released. I would like to get my hands on it. And hopefully with Xbox, now OG Xbox with backwards compatibility, we'll be able to play Shenmue 2. And now I think that'd be pretty cool if we're able to do that along with Crimson Skies. And those games are supposed to get a bump in resolution and frames because of Scorpio. So that'd be pretty dope as well. Let's see.
Go my man Brandon. He said, in one word, how would you all describe this E3 so far? One word.
So far?
Yeah, one word.
E3 as a whole, or are we talking about each conference?
He just said
Just
E3
as a
so
whole.
far. So
Unfinished,
E3
because,
as a whole.
I mean, we're so early. I'd say unfinished.
Unfinished.
I know. I feel like for me to take a step back and assess everything, I need to finish. It's like eating, half your entree. I don't know how to grade the whole thing. So I'm a wait.
I'm gonna say okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Nothing spectacular. So.
All right.
I'm gonna say exciting. Because you're talking about E3, so I'm talking about like the experience aside from the conference.
Oh yeah,
the experience here so far is exciting because I met like so many people that I interact with on Twitter, YouTube community and stuff. Everybody's just mad cool. You know what I'm saying? There's none of this, fanboy beef and all this stuff that you see on Twitter. Man, everybody just nothing but love out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting to hang with my man Kid, you know what I'm saying, after years of, working with him, you know what I'm saying, getting to hang with my Tick family, you know what I'm saying, after years of working with them and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, sharing this apartment together. It's been a beautiful experience with you guys. I love you guys. But yeah, it's been dope, man. It's been great. Exciting for sure.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking about like as far as like the conferences,
As a
the
whole,
whole experience. The experience, it's been actually really. It's been what's the word? Overwhelming. With joy, all the people got to meet, and I hung out with some of these people longer than I expected to. I expect to only see some of you guys in passing. And you kind of just get a feel for everybody. Everybody's cool, and you kind of just sit there and you talk about games, and some of the stuff that we run into on like Twitter and YouTube is like non-existent.
Yeah,
like
it is.
And it's like this is like a whole different environment. And then I'm sitting there, I go on Twitter and I'm watching everybody fight and come at me for certain things. And I'm like, but I'm out here just like
just chilling.
Yeah, it's the LA weather, smooth.
Twitter has been real nasty. I noticed that. Like even after that Xbox event, I just could not deal with Twitter because it wasn't even people saying that like oh, Xbox sucks. It was like the Xbox community bickering about the price and sales. I'm like, who gives a damn, man? They got some games coming. Like I'm over here having a great time, and the internet's all violent and hostile right now, so I'm avoiding it.
Yeah.
So listen, man, I want to say this is my third year, and I'm just trying to groom my team because I'm not coming back next year. I'm taking a break, and possibly the year after that, to spend more time with the family and raise my daughter and my son. But I just want to say that for me, this has just been a great experience because every year I've brought a new team, and every year I've gotten to meet people that I've been building this brand with, and it's just been a wonderful experience. And again, I always say this all the time. I never thought I would be here starting in 2014. This has just been one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I'll never forget it. And this E3 has, so far to me, it's just been very fun. It's been fun. The Bethesda event, our boy Micaiah, shout out to Micaiah.
Shout out to Micaiah.
Who's a straight clown, hip hop gamer being a clown.
Yeah, man.
Seeing Kid, seeing Cognito, seeing those guys, ran into some of the guys on Twitter and stuff like that, chatting it up with Craig Duncan and Rod Ferguson, and just to think it's not over. It's just started. It's just started. We got 3 more days of this.
Yeah,
it's a lot, and no, it's definitely been a great experience. The conferences obviously have been okay, but overall, it's been a great experience.
That's what's up.
De Niro Primero says, what's everyone's most anticipated from all the shows? Like, if you can have one game,
no,
what would it be? Oh, what if you can have one game now? What would it be?
One game now.
What would it be? Anthem.
Oh, man.
For me, it's just Anthem. It's a tough choice because I want Dragon Ball Z so bad. I want Dragon Ball Z so bad, bro.
Can I have a 1A and a 1B?
No.
We supposed to pick one from each show, right?
Yeah, one from each show.
One from each show? All right, so for me, for Xbox, it's Anthem, without question. This is my number one game. I'm so excited I want to see so much. I got to dig in this game. I got to figure out where BioWare is and find out where they are. And I gotta get more information on this game. For PlayStation, I will say God of War. For Ubisoft, I don't know because I haven't watched it yet. For Bethesda, I'm not playing nothing from Bethesda. First of all, okay, no, I will say Wolfenstein. Let me not say.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Wolfenstein. I'm definitely not playing Process of Elimination. I'm not playing Fallout or Skyrim because I'm done with those games. I don't do the card stuff, and I'm damn sure not playing The Evil Within 2. So that's out of the question. So by default, it's Wolfenstein. And then hopefully we'll see what happens with tomorrow with Nintendo. If they pop up with a new Metroid, that would be interesting. I doubt it too. But you never know.
Yeah.
But I would like to see what Nintendo has tomorrow. Hopefully they got something I'm interested in.
I'm gonna say for me, for Sony, I said it already, but God of War. If I could have that right now, that'd be dope. I should be having it, this October and November, but they chose not to give it to me. But God of War for Xbox, I'm gonna have to go with The Last Night.
I still don't.
This guy.
Yo,
come on.
Yo,
it's an amazing game.
I'm sorry. Look, I'm gonna have to go with The Last Night. If I can get my hands on that right now, that's the one I'm choosing. I'm choosing it over Anthem right now.
Ori looks great too. Yes, it does.
Yeah, Ori does look great.
Ori looks amazing.
I'm gonna have to go with The Last Night just because it just looks so different.
It's so different.
It is. It's captivating. It draws me in. It's right up my alley. It's the game. Look, like realistically, look at my catalog of games. Look at the games I play. You know what I'm saying? I put down Horizon Zero Dawn to play indies. Like real talk. Like I'm only playing like 20% of Horizon. I put it down to play indies. I'm sorry. It's just it's the type of games I love.
You need to turn in your shirt.
I'm sorry. When I say that, dog, I mean it, man. When I'm the king of indies, I mean that. I live this life. So the last night, the Xbox conference that had me. Let me see. Ubisoft. I don't get down with Ubisoft games like that. I don't like always online stuff. Let me see. What else? Bethesda, Wolfenstein off top. I wasn't interested in anything else at Bethesda conference. Not a knock against Fallout, none of that. I don't play those types of games at all. So yeah, Wolfenstein, and I think that's it, right?
Yeah. What about you, Smooth?
For Bethesda, I'm not a fan of the Wolfenstein game, but Wolfenstein 2 looks good. But I think the game I will really want to play is Skyrim with Link. For Switch, the Skyrim for
that
Switch,
was dope. That was
Link,
dope.
I have the Link amiibo. I was cheating in Zelda to get all the shit. I bought like a bunch of amiibos and whatnot. So, Skyrim for Switch, and then from Xbox, Xbox. I just want to play anything on a Scorpio. No, Anthem. Anthem's the game I really want to play because I feel like it has a lot of potential, and it's gonna be big. From PlayStation, I would say Days Gone, Ubisoft.
Don't know.
Sea of Thieves 2.
South Park.
No, Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I forgot about Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah. I'm with you on that with Ubisoft. Yeah, Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope.
I forgot about that.
I was gonna say Super Lucky Tail Adventures. Yeah, I read to the developer at the thing, and I gave him I was like, I want to play your game. Call me.
That looks dope.
Yeah,
it looks dope.
Yeah,
but if you would have said that, I would have kicked you out. Anthem.
I was gonna say
there is no other answer on Xbox but Anthem. That is it.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go. So.
Just saying, dog. Just saying.
All right. So, for Bethesda, I'll choose Evil Within. Sony, Days Gone, as I already said, and Ubisoft. I had to watch that conference to really make a strong decision on that. And Xbox.
I know what you were gonna say.
Yeah, y'all already know DBZ for me all day, every day. Can't wait for that game. Graphics beautiful, combat. Combos amazing. I can't wait for that game. I'm sorry. Anime bias.
I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I can see that.
I gave you that anime bias. I give you that. Yeah. So listen, man. I guess that's really it for the show. the games that were shown, we chose some impressive ones. I think everybody had a great moment. I think Microsoft had a great moment. Sony had a great moment. Even Bethesda had a great moment. We found that show boring as hell. But they had a great moment as well. And so far, you know, we've enjoyed ourselves out here. I'm glad that we're here and we're able to chat with you guys and kind of give you some information on what we've been checking out and what we've been hearing and stuff like that. You can expect more of that throughout the rest of the week. Make sure you tune in to TICGN.com to get the latest news and info on games. That team is working diligently and working very hard. And the team here will definitely be trying to get as many interviews as possible and posting that news on TICGN.com. Keep in mind, these shows and these conventions that we go to end really late. So a lot of our shows will be late on the West Coast, which would be like 1 p.m. on the East Coast and 12 a.m., Central Time. So it'll be difficult for us to get shows out, but we'll try to get them out as much as possible. But at the end of the day, man, make sure you go to TICGN.com to get the news, because we're going to be trying to get that news out to you guys written or interviewed or whatever we can to make sure that we have the latest content. So again, man, listen, want to thank everybody for stopping out and checking out the Trophy Life Tick podcast show, talking about the PlayStation conference, giving our reactions and things like that. Very grateful to have the team here with us and very, very grateful for everybody stopping out. I'm your host. And again, hey, thank you, Kid Smooth, for hanging out with us, man. I mess with Kid Smooth. Kid Smooth is my brother from another mother.
What? What?
My brother, I am tired. I am tired. My brother from another mother. I've known Kid Smooth for a minute. We went to PAX East when he was a part of the old school Wii game here, man. So we known each other for a long time, and I'm very proud of him.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow, let's be real. Kid Smooth just hanging with us because he needed a place to watch the Golden State Cavs game. That's the only reason why this man's here.
Yeah, no, that's just very.
He cried
funny,
when the
man.
Cavs lost too.
Yeah, nah, that's funny. But make sure you check out Smooth's new show when it comes out.
It's we're 3 episodes in.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna say the name, but make sure you go check out on the Kid Smooth channel. Go ahead, support and sub. Make sure you give us a thumbs up here on the Inner Circle Network. Support and sub. Grateful for your support, and we will be back tomorrow night with more news and more content from the convention once it opens up. I'm your host, KRR XKLL, the last on the planet Xbox, with Kid Smooth, Nicodemus X, and JDHD, and of course, Too Much Food. We had to step out, and we're off this planet. You guys have a great night. Peace.